Over the decades, I've facilitated some very amazing healing sessions, and also some matter-of-fact, kind of soft healing sessions. But what stands out with this process of natural healing is there's a very predictable emerging of something that you recognize, but you can't always label right. So in this video, I talk about how you are the spirit gate. All right, so today's topic is you are your own spirit gate. Most people assume when they see my company's name, which is Spirit Gate Acupuncture PC, or spiritgate.com is my website, or Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group, or I think my YouTube channel is called Suzanne Clegg. I can't remember. But anyway, Spirit Gate's all over the place, right? So a lot of them think religion. And if you know anything about, and I do the Bengston Method. And if you know anything about the Bengston Method, it's not religious at all, right? It's just not, that's not its focus. So how can somebody like me who names their company Spirit Gate be so enthusiastic about the Bengston Method, right? And I think it's just a definition issue. And lately I've been inviting my private clients to just think about the idea that, yeah, they're coming to me for help, but they are the healers. It's the relationship between them and their creator or their biological processes, or the organizing influences, however you want to label that, that's doing the healing. I might be doing some catalyzing and some witnessing, which supports all that. But especially for people, not so much with animals, I think people need to be their own, we can get in the way of being our own spirit gate, of being available to information that's around us. In some ways, I think plants and animals are less free to block that. All right, so a lot of people assume that spirit gate is about religion, but when I use the word spirit, I mean that part of my consciousness that can witness my thoughts, that can witness my emotions, that can witness myself smelling something, tasting something, feeling something, and can witness me creating meaning out of an event. And that spirit part of me is not completely identified with those, I'll call it lower parts of ourselves. Not in a bad way, just more dense way, more heavy, more incarnated way. So I named my company Spirit Gate in the early 2000s. I can't remember when I incorporated. But the reason came because when I gave my acupuncture treatments, the way I do acupuncture is I put the needles in and then I leave the room. And when I came back in the room, people repeatedly had like deep relaxation. They reported imagery. They had a meaningful memory come up. They felt deep peace. They suddenly had a different perspective. They had a feeling that something had reorganized either emotionally or just in their body. They felt like something had acted on them that wasn't surgery or drugs, which is what they were coming for. They're coming for acupuncture. So it was the chi, that I would call it the chi that gets activated with acupuncture. But it wasn't just psychology, right? And it wasn't just chi. And it wasn't a religious experience in the traditional sense. Yet it was real, and it accompanied healing regularly. So I was trying to understand what was happening. And I could see that physical healing was often occurring, and the room would fill up with light, love, and peace, or just relaxation. Emotional healing would be occurring. New insights would be occurring. But there seemed to be another dimension present. Seemed to be beyond all that, beyond their thinking, beyond the biology, something deeply felt and directly experienced. And I felt the best word to describe that was spirit. Because everything else could be like analyzed, and not that you can't think about spirit too, but um, it seemed to be almost ineffable and yet clearly there, and nobody ever had a question about it. Like, am I making it up that I feel better? Am I making it up that I'm less anxious? Am I making it up that my pain has gone? Like, it wasn't like a concept that anybody had to align with, and people from all different walks of life experience this. So I think of spirit as an experience, not a belief. I tell people I don't believe in God, I experience God. I don't believe in energy healing, I experience energy healing. So I don't think of spirit as a religion, not a philosophy, not a dogma, not something you have to believe. It's just direct human, it's part of us. And if you are honest, it's part of you. And as a healer, the most I do is help create the conditions where it can emerge. And I came to really respect and honor that every patient of mine was their own spirit gate. And when I looked for that, whatever you like focus on grows. At least that's my experience. It's like this gate that I was able to recognize is not your healer. The gate is not your doctor. The gate is not your religion. The gate is not your favorite healing technique, and those may help, but the actual spiritual experience happens privately. It's an inner knowing. It's, this feels true. This is my next step. Something important is happening. Not certainty, not having all the answers. You could be trembling in confusion while you're having a spiritual awakening, right? You just recognize what is true in your own experience. It's kind of like a coming home, like some part of you comes home, like, oh, this is what it is. It's not a label, a cognitive label. It's often a somatic relaxation. And then what happens is that healing becomes participation in honest experience of life rather than compliance. You don't like just do a technique 10 times and hope for the best. You participate in it spiritually. Okay. The spirit gate is not something I give people. Spirit gate is not something I help. It is something that I help people notice. And I think every healing tradition has language for it. And which is why I respect the healing traditions that people come with, because it's such a foundational human experience that we label in cultural ways that are authentic. Like the words are determined, like the concepts and all that are determined from our culture. But we all have access to it. It's all a real thing. And you are your own spirit gate.